Hey guys, my name is Philip. I'm the project manager at Curiosity Motorsports. 2020 is here and I can't wait to share with you all the exciting announcements we have for the C1 Eclipse. Alright, so 2019 didn't end quite the way we wanted to. It was our first year with the Eclipse back in the States, and we've been working to put the car back together and try and make a Super Lap Battle debut in November. Early in November, one of our last track sessions, we had an axle pop out at the track, and we didn't have a backup, and that kind of cut our last shakedown day, and we had to go to the dyno and just kind of give our last hurrah. And we lost the transmission. The transmission issues have been a problem that Andrew's been working on for the last 10 years. And really, Tim and him kind of came up with a solution. There were no good fixes for the Eclipse transmission. The transmission mounted to an Evo 4GT3 is much stronger. In the Evo, the front limited slip differential is mounted in the transfer case, leaving the transmission housing to have bigger, stronger gears and one less shaft. Not only do you have bigger, stronger gears, but you also have like literally a dozen sequential options. Going into a sequential transmission option, we now have four-wheel drive options with twice the horsepower rating of any of the transmission boxes that we had before. And that's very exciting. So we have a solution to the transmission issue. Now the next problem is, how do you put an Evo transmission into an Eclipse? X-Shift was one of the first to reply and offer us some assistance. This new transmission should solve all the issues that we were trying to. Now, that would have been the only goal we had for 2020, but to support an Evo transmission, it also means the rest of the Evo drivetrain. So that is where Bullet Engineering is going to be coming in. Bullet Engineering is known for making billet engine blocks in Australia. With the new build, we decided that we would be doing a full world time attack spec. Their rules have a minimum weight of 1,044 kilograms. So since the cool thing to do is the 1-to-1 horsepower to weight ratio, we're going to be targeting a 1,044 wheel horsepower engine. Another sponsor I'm really excited to announce is Daily Engineering. Daily Engineering makes dry sumps for not only the Eclipse, but pretty much any other car you can imagine. And one of the really cool features about the Daily Engineering dry sump is that they integrate the oil pump into the oil pan. If you guys remember the issue we had trying to fix the oil leak with the AN lines from the dry sump to the oil pan, maybe I'm just a little sensitive to the subject of oil leaks, but when you don't have oil lines going between the two, they can't leak. Rich at TEM has been building this Eclipse engine for the last 10 years, and now the car is back in the States and needs a new engine. He's really excited to be working on the car once again. TEM Performance is in Napa Valley, and they work on everything from imports to domestics. They have people come from hours away to bring their engines to them. And there's something to be said about a machine shop that not only knows how to measure and cut metal, but can also provide you insight on your engine build. When I came to Rich with this whole 1,044 horsepower goal, he knew what to list off. He already knew what parts to order, he knew what people to get in contact with. He's been really an integral part of bringing this whole build idea together. Horsepower Industries is also going to be joining us for another year. Horsepower Industries provides trackside support as well as shop support. So anytime we've had issues with time or space here in the C1 garage, we're able to take the car over there and they get to work putting things together. They do everything from daily drivers to full-on race cars. So if you have a car and you're in the Bay Area of California, check out Horsepower Industries. So this is a pretty big project. If you guys follow some of the World Time Attack cars, a lot of them that went through the transition of half tube frame, they've been a couple of years in the making. Under Suzuki was like a 2-year project. The Tilt Evo took a couple of years to build. And I imagine something like this is going to take a couple of years for me to build. I don't want to just put a stop to the racing though. The racing program has been really important to me, the people around me, and the people that love the car. So the way we're going to do this is in a couple of stages. So stage one is going to be building the drivetrain of the Evo in a 428 chassis Eclipse and making sure everything works just mechanically in that way. So for anyone that knew me before C1 Motorsports, I was one of the A&B clones with the GSX that I had. So the GSX body and parts and all that I still have, and we'll be able to swap that onto this RS so that when we go to do the swap to all-wheel drive, we've already got all the parts to do that. With the big things figured out, like the engine and transmission, the rest of it's just going to be assembly, and we'll be doing that on the new car without mucking up this other one. So we'll try and do another year with this front-wheel drive to make all the race season events, and then anytime we have a chance to take out the new car, we'll have the new car to take. And then once the vehicle is mechanically sound, then we'll be able to start doing all the aero modifications with the help of A&B Aero. We'll be working with Andrew once again to update the front splitter with his infinity wings, the underbody with the new tunnels, as well as a new revised and lower drag upper body. The current horsepower rating of our C1 Eclipse is between 600 and 700 horsepower. Moving into a 1000 horsepower vehicle is new to me, and I have a lot to learn. If any of you guys have experience building 1000 horsepower vehicles and want to share some of the things that were important at that horsepower level, please leave a comment down below. A build of this caliber wouldn't be possible without the help and support of our new and old sponsors alike. For them to continue providing that support, it's important that you guys like and share this content so they know you're all watching. Thanks for watching this video on our C1 Motorsports Eclipse update. Keep an eye on our social media for updates on the build, and until next time, stay curious.